Hi, today we're going to be solving problems from the Houston Community College Math Course 0312. It also will help those students that's taking HISD test, College Prep Math, as a dual assignment with the Houston Community College. We're going to look at the final exam review, and we're going to do problem number 40. One of the problems that you may see similar to that on the final exam. Problem 40 from the final exam review from 0312 reads, to simplify a complex fraction that reads x minus 4 plus 4 over x, all divided by x plus 2 minus 8 over x. Now this is called a complex fraction. You are going to be responsible for knowing how to do this. Yes, you see it's a fraction here with a line here. That's another fraction. Okay? So in order to solve this, you're going to do everything in this numerator, then come back and do everything in this denominator. Such as, I see in this first part here, in this numerator here, I have a whole number, if you want to say, a family of x minus 4 plus a fraction. And we know anytime you have a whole number plus a fraction, you put a 1 under it. So my step 1 was to write my problem down. My step 2 is to then go on this numerator and put a 1 under this x minus 4. So you go x minus 4 over 1 plus 4 over x. What I'm going to do here is only work with the numerator first, but I still have to bring down what I had in the denominator. So, step 3, I'm going to take from x minus 4, I see I have to have a common denominator, which happens to be 1 and x. The common denominator has to be x, so I'm going to multiply both on the other side by x. So, if I multiply by x here, so that I can get a common denominator, this whole expression has to be multiplied by x. That will give me at step 3, x squared minus 4x over x plus 4 over x. Now the reason why I did that is because I wanted these to have the same denominator. Don't forget that you still have to all over the denominator that we had here, which is x plus 2 minus 8 over x. Remember what you want to bring that over again. So my step 4, now that I got the numerator looking alike with the same denominator, I can combine the top numbers, which is x squared minus 4x plus 4. I just write that all out and put it all over x. But we still have all over this denominator, which is x minus 2, x plus 2, I apologize, minus 8 over x. Looks pretty fair, we only work with the numerator at this time, and we did. In this numerator, since we are simplifying the expression x is to simplify, that means we want to break this down. According to this problem at step 5, I can take this trinomial, which is 3 terms, and break it down to 2 binomials so I can reduce it, because that's what simplify means. So at step 5, I would have open parentheses, x, close parentheses, open parentheses, another x, close parentheses, so I can break down this 4. And the only way I'm going to break down this 4 to give me this middle term 4 is say 2 and 2. So 2 goes here, 2 goes there. Then I look to see what sign I need. Usually, the largest number get the sign in the middle. They're the same number, so we put a negative here. But in order to get a multiplying, we're multiplying a negative to another number. In order to get a positive here, which is the last term, we need a negative here as well. All over x, and that is all over the denominator that we originally had, which is x plus 2 minus 8 over x. Now, we've already simplified the numerator here. Now we need to go to the denominator over here and work with it. So I'm going to erase everything on this side, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to bring over my step 5. My step 5 was x minus 2 times x minus 2 over x all over x plus 2 minus 8 over x. Now the same thing I did earlier when I took the information and I looked at it and see that I need a common denominator, I'm going to do this for this denominator portion here. And I see that I got a whole number, a whole expression, minus a fraction. When that's the case, we always put it over 1. We're not going to mess with our numerator. We got that to its simplest form that we can at this point. But step 6, we're going to try to get a common denominator. We see that we have an x here times a 1 again. Earlier what we did, we multiplied the top and the bottom by x. And that is an x. That is an x. So it'll change on our step 6. Our step 6 will read x squared plus 2x. I multiplied each term by x. Minus 8 all over x times 1 is x. We got the same denominator. We can use it like that. Oh, well, let me bring that down. Same thing, I still have the numerator to write though. X minus 2 times x minus 2 over x all divided by, earlier I got, when I multiplied this x here, I got x squared plus 2x over x minus 8 over x. That's an x there. So we're working with the denominator. Because they have the same term at the bottom, like denominators, we can take this expression minus this 8. So at our step 7, we would have the numerator as such, x minus 2 times x minus 2 all over x over x squared plus 2x minus 8 all over x. We're almost done, students, because all we need to do now is solve and take this x squared plus 2x minus 8. It is a trinomial. We simplify a trinomial by making it 2 binomials. So we get at step 8, the numerator as is, the denominator change some to simplifying that. We see it's an 8 at this last term. We simplify to 2 binomials. The first term is x and x. The last term is 8. In order to get 8, well, we only left with 2. It must be 4 and 2. So 4 here, 2 here. Doesn't matter which one you put first. But we notice that the last term, the middle term says the largest number is going to get a positive. So we get a positive 2. But the end says it has to have a negative. So at least one of them needs to be a negative. So that makes it a negative 2 over x. Well, we want to see this where we can simplify, because it's 2 numerators and 2 numerators here, but we're going to make it as 1. So we're going to say x minus 2 times x minus 2 divided by x. This is divided by this other expression, which is x plus 4, x minus 2, all over x. Now, anytime I'm teaching fractions, notice I got a fraction divided by another fraction. Anytime I teach fractions, I tell students to consider my song. Don't care why, just flip the second and multiply. Well, what is second? This second fraction here. We're going to flip that, and then we're going to multiply. So we're going over to step 10. We're still doing number 40 from the HCC 0312 final exam review. And we're going to get our step 10. Our step 10 is going to be, don't care why, just flip the second and multiply. We use this first fraction as x minus 2 times x minus 2 divided by x times, now instead of divide, flip the second, you'll get x at the top over the denominator, which is x plus 4 times x minus 2. Here's the big question. Do you see anything that you can simplify? Like, can you cancel anything? The answer should be sure. I see I can cancel. Top and bottom has an x right there. Okay? Then you can see, well, is it anything else I can cancel? Well, sure, you can cancel this x minus 2 with one of these x minus 2. When doing that, I step 11, we're at home now, x minus 2, it's the only thing we have in the numerator, right? Over, what do we have in the denominator? Only x plus 4. That's what we have in the denominator. And of course, students, you can't combine anything else, so that would be our final answer. X minus 2 over x plus 2. Checked out just fine. We're ready to go to the next problem.